Hello friends, happy Thursday. I am still just getting a little bit situated here. All right, here we go. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome. And I hope that you will decide you like it and subscribe. My name's Jana and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I am going to make a fun fold today using this stamp set and this punch, the Be My Valentine. Now there's another new online, I believe it's an online exclusive set that is called Meant to Be. And it's very, very similar to this set, except it's got two bees on here that are still the same, just like this. One's just a tiny bit bigger than this one, one is just a tiny bit smaller. So this is kind of like the in-between medium size. You can still use the punch on the one that's a little bit bigger. You can use it on the smaller one too. I think you're just going to have a bigger white edge. This punch cuts out the bee, it cuts out the wings, and it cuts out a little heart. Well, the little heart, it's got two hearts on here actually. One heart cuts out the wings, this. The other heart cuts out the antenna up here. Or you can just use it to cut out hearts. The two sets coordinate together. There's different sayings in the other set, and there is a coordinating die set that you can get, so you can bundle that die set and the new stamp set, the Meant to Be. You can bundle those two together. All right, there's also paper. The paper is called Cute As Can Be, and if you remember the paper from this, when this set came out, I'm going to use a piece of it today. It is retired, however, the piece that I'm using is in the new papers that are called Cute As Can Be. They're just in a different colorway. They have pink instead of red. So there's also, so you can get 12 by 12 papers in that, or you can get the 12 by 12 papers and a sticker sheet if you like to have ephemera, or maybe you're into scrapbooking and you like to have those stickers. Okay, let's get started. I've got all my little parts and pieces as usual ready to go here. So this is a super easy fun fold that I'm doing today. The only special instructions are to cut out this top rectangle. So you're going to make your card base as usual. It's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. So you're going to score it at 4 1/4 there, and then cut out the top half of the rectangle. So I believe I cut it at 2 3/4. I just measured down 2 3/4. Let me put that on my thing here, my mat, and just make sure, yes, 2 3/4 and then across. Okay, so that's all there is to that. All right, so I've got some pieces here that I've already cut and embossed. I used the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. Let me bring this up on my iPad so I can see if anybody is on here chit-chatting with me. I should have already done that. And maybe it's not even coming up. I'm not seeing it. Nope, that's not it. I don't know. Sometimes it works out so good, and sometimes I just have such trouble with it, and I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, I don't know why I can't get it to come up. That is so weird. So if you are on watching me live and you are commenting or leaving in the chat, and I'm not responding, it's because I'm not seeing it. It could have something to do with the fact that I need to get a new iPad. I don't know. It's just not there. I have no idea. Okay, there. I think I finally... Nope, that is... Well, it says it's from 4 days ago. I'm pretty sure I'm not living in the past here, so yeah, it's coming up, but it's got the date of 4 days ago on there. So, how weird is that? I don't know, you guys. I can see it, but when I touch it, it won't open. And I just have that problem sometimes. So let's just get back to it. Okay, hi Nancy. So my phone is down low enough that I can kind of see it. Let me bring my iPad over here and just see. You see, I can see it here, but it says it's from 4 days ago. Let me do this and see if I can get it to come up. It's really super frustrating. All right. There it is. There I am. Yay. So S Pro, tell me your name. I know I've asked you before so that I can say hi with your name, because unless that is your name and I just don't know how to pronounce it. I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's get back to this. So the Eyelet 3D embossing folder, I just love this embossing folder, you guys. I use that. I'm also using today the Spotlight on Nature dies. Okay, so this piece here is going to go on the inside of the card. And so let's just put it there. I was watching earlier one of my favorite channels to watch, which is Mama T Speaks on YouTube. And I just, her and her sister, I think she's actually her sister-in-law. She calls her sister Pam. And those two women are so full of joy. And I just absolutely love watching their channel. They're not crafty, they do cooking. And so today the recipe is for apple, not cobbler, apple crisp. And I fell asleep, which I didn't realize I had fallen asleep till I woke up and looked at the clock, because, you know, it was getting close to time for me to come do my own video. And I panicked for a second. All right, so this piece here, let me measure it, is just the layering piece for the little flap. And I've got it cut at 2 1/8 by 4 1/8 to fit in there. So yeah, I totally missed the recipe, so I'm gonna have to go back and re-watch that video, or watch it and not fall asleep this time. But yeah, I just really enjoy them because, like I said, they're so full of joy. and it's contagious. And I think we all kind of need some of that right now. All right, so I'm just kind of trying to make sure I get this lined up with the piece that I put on the inside there from side to side so that it doesn't look wonky. So there is that, and then here is my little piece of pattern paper, and like I said, in the new pack, which is called Cute as Can Be, that paper pack, instead of these areas being the heart and stuff being red, it's a bright pink color. And I've got this piece cut at 4 inches by 2.5. So that's going to go right there. And that's the back side of what that paper looks like. I bought 2 packs of this paper when it was current in the catalog because it's such cute paper, and it's the new papers are mostly the same patterns, just with that bright pink instead of red. And I might have to buy some of it in that color too, because these papers just go so well with the stamp set. All right, so there is that. And then I've got some circles here, and I've cut out some hearts with the Real Red cardstock using the punch. But now we need to do some stamping. So let me get my stamps over here. Gosh, we had a really horrible thing in our county happen today. Up in Depot Bay, which is the next town up from where I live here on the coast, and somebody was shot and killed at a hotel, and then that led to a police chase on Highway 20 heading east of here to the next town, which is Corvallis. And I know they threw out spike strips to stop the car, and the car had been stopped, I believe, but I'm not sure then what happened, if they caught the person or not. Hopefully they did. Okay, so I am stamping the bee body with Daffodil Delight. I took my sister grocery shopping this morning, and one of the police came up behind me, and I quickly pulled over, and I didn't know what was going on, but that was when they were heading up to Depot Bay. I heard a lot of sirens after I got back home, so I was wondering what was happening, and that's what was happening. All right, so when you stamp with clear stamps, you want to have a foam mat of some sort under your paper to give it that cushion. It just makes your stamp image come out better. With the red rubber stamps, the foam, you know, is already there. It's part of the stamp, but we don't have that with our clear stamps. So you just need a bit of a cushion, whether that's a foam cushion like this, or maybe like a magazine or something underneath what you're stamping on. Okay, so let's get the stripes and the stinger. I do not like to be stung by a bee. I'm sure there's not anybody that does. I'm one of those people that freak out when the bees come around. Swatting and jumping up and dancing around. I don't like them around me. Okay, let me see if I can get this lined up here. Sophia. Is that? Oh, so okay, wait. I'm going back and reading. Okay, Sophia. I'll try to remember that. It's a beautiful name. And you're in Colorado? Okay. All right. Now then, let me see. Let me just do this again because it looks like my black kind of got bubbly while I was busy reading the comments. Okay, I'm just going to commit to it and do it. Here we go. Cute! I love it. Okay. And now let's put the little face on and the antenna. I'm gonna get the little antenna and stick it right there. So if I say, oh no, where'd it go? You guys can say, it's right there. Oh, I just pulled one of the faces out. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, there's this face, which looks kind of like, And then there's this little happy face, and there's this happy face, and there's this winky face. So you've got 4 choices of faces for your bee. And this is the one I pulled out, so this is the one I'm going to use. Cute. All right. So, are you guys watching The Traders? I think I talked about this before. Ken and I are really liking it. We're watching the US version. We've watched the Australian version as it is so far. And now we're watching the UK version too. So the UK version and the US version are both shot at a castle in Scotland. Let me look at my punch because I want to see how I need to line this up. I think what I'm going to do is just stamp this down here like that. So yeah, the US version and the UK version both at the castle in Scotland, and a lot of the challenges that these people do are the same. The Australian version is shot at a big hotel somewhere in Australia. But it's just really fun to watch. And Ken and I were talking about it last night, Ken being my husband. And I said it's on these kind of shows like this, the game shows, Big Brother, the Deal or No Deal Island, well, I don't know Survivor, if they get caught up into it as much. We haven't watched Survivor in a long time, but some of these other programs, these game shows, it's just funny how quickly, and you'd have to take part in one to understand, I suppose, you know, being a contestant there. And of course, I'm sure that the way they're filmed, it makes it look like it goes from day to day, but I'm sure that's not the way it is, that they are probably, you know, how many days apart are these shows happening in reality? that they're there and spending time with each other. But they just seem so quickly to get attached to each other, and how they are, you know, love you and all that kind of stuff in such a short amount of time. And this UK version that we're watching right now, the people are super emotional. The guys and I would say the men, the guys seem to be way more emotional on that show than the women do as far as crying and stuff. Because they get attached to each other for one thing. And remember, the show is called The Traitors, so where'd my heart go? Where did it go? Oh, here it is on the floor. Now if I can pick it up. There we go. Yeah, and it was the fact that people get so closely attached to each other so quickly, I guess. And maybe part of it is because you're away from all your normal people, the people you love and care about, and you're with all these people that you don't know. And so you're just forming this bond, you know, and with some people, it's easy to form an instant bond with, especially if you have things in common and stuff like that. I can understand all that. But so there's just that dynamics to the show and stuff that's interesting, but it just really is fun to watch. Fun. We what do you call it when you're like, so we're watching it on that Peacock. That's where it's streaming. Okay, I am going to pull out Pool Party here to do my wings. And let me see how that goes. Okay. So we binge watched the first episodes of it. The first, oh, I forget how many seasons of it we binge watched before we caught up. Maybe it's on the 3rd season now for the US. Okay, so I stamped full strength with the outline one. And then I'm going to fill in. Now you can leave it at that. You don't have to fill in the inside part if you don't want to, but I'm going to. So I need the bigger heart. I like that the hearts in this set are not just for hearts. They're for the wings and the antenna. I need some scrap paper. Let me grab something. Because I need to stamp off one time and make this not full strength. Yeah, Nancy, I have been tending to turn my TV mostly on YouTube and watch crafty things, or like those two ladies I told you about, Mama T Speaks, her channel, the cooking and stuff like that, because I just haven't been finding during the daytime, and a lot of times even in the evenings, things that I want to watch. So, but I have to admit, I do like watching The Bachelor, and that started this week, the new one. And I told my husband when it first started on Monday night, I said, You know, I always hope for the best when this show begins each time when it's new. I'm always hoping for the best that, you know, these people are for real and that they truly are looking to find their mate and that it works out for them. It has, on occasion. There's been a lot of failed ones, but I still hope for the best. Okay, there's the wings. So now I can start making my little bee. And I really don't need my mat anymore, I don't think. Or do I? Yeah, I'm still going to use it in a bit, so I'll just set it to the side. But I do have a Stampin' Write marker. This one's Melon Mambo, and I'm going to use, see how fine the tip is on the Stampin' Write. Now, these are just regular markers. They're not the blends like I usually use, which are the alcohol markers. But I'm going to do some little pink cheeks, but I like that it has such a fine point because I'm going to do little tiny hearts for the cheeks. There we go, little tiny heart cheeks. Okay, let me get some glue. And we'll get these wings and antennas glued on. So there's that. I got the cutest book that I ordered from Amazon. I've really been, another thing I've been watching are people doing glue books on YouTube, which are just collage books. And I've just been loving that. And so I've got some collage, the books of, they're collage books. They're not, okay, so there's the collage books you make, and then there's the collage books that you buy that are just full of things to cut out for your collage or glue booking. So I have some of those books with all the images, and then that's what I bought, this one that I'm going to show you in a bit, because it's Valentine and it's so darn cute. And it's published, it's made right here in Oregon, which I didn't realize when I ordered it. Not that that matters, but I thought it was kind of cool. Okay, so I think that I didn't do my other piece of pattern paper. So let me grab that. Sorry about that horrible squeak. All right, so I thought I had all my papers ready, but I didn't. I need a chunk of this, and let me grab the dies. You get a lot of dies in this pack. Again, these are the Spotlight on Nature dies, and there's 2 sheets full of them in here. So I used the biggest one, I believe. Yes, and then I want, so there's 3 different designs. You get this eyelet design, the sort of stitch and dot design there, this one here, which I don't know what to call that, and then it starts again. So I need this one. And I'm just gonna snip off And there's the cuteness that's on the back side. And I do believe this pattern's on the new paper, except with pink flowers instead of red. All right, I'm gonna run this through my machine real quick and I will be right back. Let's see. Oh, I only have a couple little places there that I need to pop out. And I think that's all of it. Yep. So do you go by Norma? I'm assuming since you have that in all capital letters. Yeah, Nancy, go watch. So it's Nicole. I don't know what her last name is. Nicole is who I love to watch. She's very bubbly, so she's not everybody's cup of tea, okay? But I enjoy watching her, and I love how she puts things together in her glue books, and she mostly cuts her images from magazines. So I need to like start looking for magazines at the thrift store, I guess, because I just have one magazine that I've been cutting designs out of it, and it is, do I have it sitting here? What did I do with it? I don't know where I set that stuff, but it's like oh, French. It's French country. That's what it is. French country. So it's that kind of decor. So it's all, you know, furniture and rooms, and which is fine for background things, and fussy cutting some elements. Oh, and you know I don't like to fussy cut, but actually fussy cutting some of the stuff out of magazines is not so bad because it's mostly easy cutting. It's not intricate cutting. But yeah, I like humor, and I think that's why I like to watch. And not all of her stuff is just humor on Nicole's channel, but in fact, what I will do is when we're done here, I will go in and find her channel and put the link in the description box below. So for those of you who are interested and want to see the glue book stuff, then you can go watch her channel, okay? All right, so here we go with that. I feel like I am doing so much chitty-chatting today that I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh, I must have just needed to talk. You know, sometimes you just get that way. Okay, so I'm going to sit this where I want to put it. And then I'm going to carefully open it and just put a line here so that I know not where to go past for my adhesive. But what I like about the idea of the glue booking too, and of course you can do this even with stamping and cutting out things, is you can set and do it in the evening if you're watching TV or something like that. You can just have your magazine there or whatever, wherever you're grabbing your images from, and sit there and cut. Well, I didn't do too bad. There we go. And then let me just grab an eraser here. I mean, my line's not really even showing, but just in case, I don't think I can get my eraser down in there where it needs to go. I'm not even going to worry about it. Can't really even notice it. Okay, so there is that, and I could have went over that way a little bit. Let me see if I can pull it that way. Can I lift it up still? Because I'm not happy with where it is. At all, or I wouldn't even do this. Most of the time I say, oh, it'll be all right, but I'm not happy with it. Okay, let me, before I stick it down, I need to get it to the line, but I also, okay, all right, that's good. Now I'm happy. Okay, so there is that. And now I'm going to be really brave and stamp the greeting on there, which I should have done before I put it on there, but I didn't. So, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Misty. And I think I did this very same thing on my practice card. So, thank goodness for tools, right? All right, let me get my Happy Valentine's Day. And I want it right there. And I probably wouldn't need to put it in the Misty, but my red ink pad needs to be, this is the real red, it needs to be re-inked. So I know I'm going to have to do it more than once. And I didn't want to take the chance, especially since I've already got that mounted onto the front of my card, of messing it up. See, it's just too light, so I really need to ink my pad, and I should have done that yesterday when I saw that it was needing it. So you go by, is it okay, I'm just gonna try, I'll probably just really mess it up. Grindelia. So you just go by Norma because people can't pronounce it. Well, don't feel bad. My name is super easy, and I get called mostly everything but my name. I get called Janet, Janice, Jenny, so many things. And don't ever tell people that you have sort of a nickname or something. I went to work one day when I was still working and told people that I got mail, and the envelope said Jamal. So guess what my nickname at work became? And I still get called that. And I answer to it. Oh. I think my grandma called me Jenny. She was the only person when I was growing up. Well, my dad called me Maybe he called me Janny when I was little. Yeah, I don't know. And what I think is really funny, my husband's name is Kenneth. He goes by Ken. Well, to me, he goes by Ken, but everybody that I know, my family, our friends, everybody calls him Kenny. Even people that are new to us, you know, new friends and stuff like that, they all call him Kenny, and I think that's so funny because I don't call him that. I've never called him that. Okay. So fortunately that came out fine. And then I cut one of the smaller circles here because we embossed this and it would be really hard to write whatever you want to write in there. So I've got a smaller circle that I'm going to put on the inside here. And I did see this, somebody on Pinterest had made a card like this. So that is where I found the idea. I don't remember what stamps and things she used, not what I'm doing. I don't think anyway. I can't remember for sure. She might have used these stamps. The thing in Pinterest was from years ago. Okay, so there's that. The only thing you kind of want to keep in mind when you're putting your circle inside is that you don't really want it to show up above your outside circle there. Okay, so there's that. Then let's put the little bee on, and I'm going to put some dimensionals here up on the wings and a little one on the antenna. And then I'm going to put glue down at the bottom of the bee. There it is, my little garbage bucket. I moved it. So the book that I just went through my stash here in my stamp room and found a notebook. Like we all collect those, right? It seems like. Anyway, or they're given to us. I know this isn't anything I bought, so somebody had to have given it to me or something. But it was not a used notebook, and it's got a cloth cover on it. It was kind of cute. And so I decided to use that as my first sort of glue book. I've got some Diane Reevely art books. One's really big, and I didn't really want to, for just starting out, want to go with that big giant size. The other one was kind of smallish, and anyway, I just decided to go with this notebook that I found. So I have already glued down some background pages in it, and I used some magazine things as background pages, and I was gifted a whole bunch of scrapbooking paper from a gal here, Gina, on YouTube. Thanks again, Gina, for all of that paper you sent to me. So I went through that, and I'm using some of that as background in the glue book. And then I'll just start adding images. Just something a little bit different. And I'm going to try to incorporate some stamped things in there here and there, because why not? I mean, that is sort of my thing. Okay, so put one there. there. Okay, and then inside again, here I am chit-chatting away, and I should have done this first. I am going to, let me see, I need to turn it this way. I need to stamp my greeting. Yeah, I really should have done this part first because of what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of scared. All right, so on the inside, I want to use You're as Sweet as Honey because it goes along with that paper that I put on the front, but it does not fit on my circle all the way. So let me do this. Okay, so now I want, let me get stuff out of the way. I want to just stamp the You're as Sweet as. You're as sweet. That's all, not the as. So let me cover this and get my red ink. This is scary. All right, so all right, let me get a piece of paper towel. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right, take that off. Ooh, I don't like that. I can see that I picked up the corner with my ink pad and I don't want that to stamp. All right, let's try it. The worst thing that could happen would be it would mess up and I would just have to either take that circle off if I could get it off, but I wouldn't be able to because I glued it, or put another circle over the top. That didn't turn out too bad. Okay, let me get another strip of, I've got this little thing that I know it came from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so let me, but it sure comes in handy for this kind of stuff, those little tabby strips. And because I really need to go over that again, I'm not going to push down very hard. Okay, let's see. Yay. Okay, now let me get my cleaning sponge here. Yes, I could have stamped it on the back of the big one, right? I sure could have. Okay, now I need another, I need this again. As honey. Oh, but I didn't move it. What a ding dong. All right. I don't know if this is where I want it. I'm just going to set it here and see what happens. Nope, that puts it up. That puts it up higher. Let's see what happens now. Nope. But that's more in line with where I want it. I just need to maybe go like this. Okay, let's see now. That doesn't look too bad, except it's not straight. So guess what? I'm just going to get the ink off of it and not make this so difficult. Look at how much harder I'm making it on myself because I was talking too much and not paying attention. Okay, so I want it like right there. Like right there. Okay. Now, maybe we can get this done. Oh, the anticipation. Is she going to mess it up? Is she going to come out in the end okay? What is going to happen? Make sure I didn't get any ink down there. You're sweet as honey. It needs one more go as honey. Okay. Whatever is going to be here. Oh no! Look what happened. Can we fix it? Can we fix it? I don't know how I ended up inking the T. So now we know the answer to the question. Is she going to mess it up? Yes, she is. Let's just see what happens if we put a heart. Ha! That's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. What do they say? There are no mistakes, just opportunities for creativeness, right? So this was an opportunity. You're as sweet as honey. with a boo-boo underneath the heart that nobody's ever gonna know was there. Eek! Okay, let me get the pin back in my glue. And I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and just sparkle up the bee wings. So instead of story time, we'll look at that book that I was telling you about today. It's so cute. I can't wait to, I'm really thinking I'm going to make some Valentines with it actually, and not use it as glue book. I did buy it to make Valentines with. Okay, so here is my other one. I put a different face on it and I didn't have a boo-boo inside. Although I kind of like the heart in there. I think that looks kind of cute. So there's that one. And then I did one with the cow set. Look how cute it turned out. Is that cute or what? Now let me show you. I used, for the cow, I used the cutest cows. And the embossing folder on that one, I used the Forever Plaid. It's a ginormous embossing folder. And I used the deckled circle dies. And the striped paper came from the Regal's Designer Series paper in the 6x6. This comes in all the different color families. So what's your favorite, the bee or the cow? And the bee with the open eyes or the bee with the closed eyes? This one I did in cherry cobbler red instead of the real red. And I put some Wink of Stella. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. I colored his one little spot there red since it's kind of shaped like a heart. And I put Wink of Stella on it. I think that the cow turned out so cute. All right, so that is that. Let me get my desk organized a little bit and we'll look at that book. Get some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to have to set these aside because the book's kind of the big one. All right, here we go. Here it is. 1950s. If you like vintage, you're going to love this. Isn't it cute, just the cover even? 1950s inspired Valentine ephemera by Keely O'Brien. And like I said, this was done right here in Troutdale, Oregon. And also that Nicole that I was telling you about, you know what? Well, I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the description box. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for being here with me, you guys. I just so appreciate it. Okay, shall we look at this? It's so cute. So it's not shiny papers. Look at this whole page. I mean, you could use that. Oh, look at those people right there. You can totally use everything. But so the backs of all the pages have this, it's really pastel, but this on it. And then, am I getting, let me see, I'm looking on my iPad. I'm getting most of the images all in here. Look at the grandparents. I just love this book, you guys. It's got these cute heart, rose stamps, and then look at the gorgeous roses. And you don't have to cut intricately around there, just cut kind of close. And, you know, you could have your scan and cut, except on stuff like this, it's really hard with the scan and cut because if there's not definite lines, it goes in and starts wanting to cut out other things that you don't want it to cut out. I probably would not have my scan and cut. Now it would cut these out. It would cut these out fine. Look at the dogs. Are they stinking adorable or what? And they all have their little Valentine sweaters on. And then you've got a bunch of fun hearts with words. And look at these little girls, little dolls, and lollipops and bows. These are all so adorable. I love that there's chihuahuas in here because we have chihuahuas. These are just really fun too. I love everything in this book, you guys. Really super pretty butterfly. Cookies. And all those little hearts you could cut out individually if you wanted, or you could do like a square, or you could cut it out with a die and do like a stamp edge. You know, like a postage stamp edge. We used to have doxies. We had 3 doxies together until one by one they got old and, you know, they passed away. Okay, now I misspoke. I thought the backs of the paper were all like that, but here's a different back. So if you wanted to use the back side, you could, but there's no way. There's no way I would not, that I would use the back side. But you're not hearing this from me. Maybe you could put it on your copier. If you're using it for your own personal use, you know, I don't think that would hurt anything. Love this. All the fun desserts. It just looks like Valentine's. Look at these. Look at this chihuahua. And the cute kittens and that sweet deer in a jar of hearts. I love that one. I can't remember how much I paid for this book. Amazon. I will put the link in the description box. Look at the elephants. Oh my goodness. You could give somebody a hint. More pink colors to that page and more kittens. Oh, I can just, the cute Valentines, and there's some more different papers, so I was really wrong. I was thinking that it was the same paper on the backs of all the pages. But there are some papers in the back of the book here that you can use too that are just for backgrounds. Look at those cute envelopes. Love all of this. Oh, she's pretty. So she. Pretty boxes of chocolates with flowers in them. My husband, when I was working, always sent me roses for Valentine's Day. Oh, so cute. Look at the little teddy bears too. Okay, and then here are the pretty papers. I love that. They're all just gorgeous. I love teal and red together. Fun hearts and a fun teal plaid. And that's cute with the gingham hearts. And more roses. And then there's just some plain sheets of white. So again, this book is called 1950s Inspired Valentine Ephemera. I will go get the link and put it in my description box along with the link to Nicole's channel. And I'm going to bring back in my little cards I did. There we go. All right, thanks so much for being here, you guys. I hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Hugs. Bye-bye.